Hey sports card fans, it's John Wade Boggs fan. It's time to take another look at the top 10 PSA vintage baseball card sales on eBay. This time I'm taking a look at the sales from July 2023. As always, I break down my top 10 lists into three, those from the 1950s, 60s, and 70s. If you're a fan of Mickey Mantle cards, the Mick is featured prominently in the cards from the 1950s and 60s in July. As for the 1970s, this time there are no PSA registry cards on the top 10 list. They are chock full of Hall of Famers. As a reminder, if you like these types of videos, please subscribe to the channel so you can see more of these videos in the future. All right, on to the cards. Let's start off with the top 10 cards from the 1950s. Coming in at number 10, we have the 1952 Topps Willie Mays in a PSA 4. Great centered copy for a mid-grade PSA 4. Great looking eye appeal. This one sold on July 15th for $13,763. It was an auction. There was only one bid. Sold for quite a little bit above the VCP average price of $11,111, probably due to the exceptional eye appeal for that PSA 4. The record high sale for a PSA 4 was $20,400 back on July 21st, 2022 through PWCC's premier auction. On to number 9, we have the 1951 Bowman Mickey Mantle in a PSA 3. Definitely off-center, top to bottom, left to right, but overall for a low-grade Mickey Mantle card, it does have some nice eye appeal. This one sold on July 3rd for $14,200. A lot of activity on this auction, 94 bids. It did sell below the VCP current average price of $14,912. The record high sale for a PSA 3 was $74,000 back on February 9th of 2021 through eBay, and PWCC was the seller. On to number 8. The 1957 Topps Mickey Mantle in a gorgeous PSA 8. This one sold on July 16th for $14,655. This one was also an auction, 49 bids, sold for a little bit less than the VCP average price of $15,152. The record high sale for a PSA 8 was $21,600 not too long ago in February of 2023 through Heritage. On to number 7. We have another 1952 Topps Willie Mays, also in a PSA 4. Great eye appeal as well, well-centered. This one sold on July 22nd for $15,377.25. 49 bids on that auction. Again, the VCP average price was $11,111. Again, the premium probably due to the great eye appeal, the well centering on that PSA 4. And again, the record high sale was $20,400 back in July of 2022. On to number 6. We have the 1954 Topps Hank Aaron rookie card in a PSA 7. It is slightly off-center, left to right, but otherwise a great example of Hank Aaron's rookie card. This one sold on July 23rd for $16,000. It was a buy it now, about $1,000 above the VCP average price of $15,005. The record high sale for a PSA 7 was $31,988 back in March of 2021 through eBay and PWCC. On to number 5. We have the 1953 Topps Mickey Mantle in a PSA 6. Great looking card there of Mickey Mantle's second year Topps card. This one sold on July 14th for $18,000. $65,000. It was a best offer. The VCP average price was just under $12,000, so this one sold well above the current VCP average price. It does have great eye appeal for a PSA 6. However, that is a steep premium to pay for that best offer there. The record high sale was $19,800 back in May of 2021 through Heritage Auctions. On to number 4. The 1952 Topps Jackie Robinson, another PSA 4 on the top 10 list. Again, not perfect centering, but great centering for a PSA 4. Colors nice and bright, that background there. Overall, a great example for a mid-grade Jackie Robinson. This one sold on July 25th for $18,000. It was an auction. There was one bid, well above, again, the VCP average price of $13,888. The record high sale for a PSA 4 was $35,200 back in March of 2021 through eBay and PWCC. On to number 3. We have a 1951 Bowman Willie Mays in a PSA 6. Slightly off center a little bit. In closer inspection of the image, it does look like the registration is off slightly. Gives it that little blurred effect. Not too bad of an example for a PSA 6 if you don't mind that little registry off center there. This one sold on July 12th for $22,500. It was a best offer. That little registry being off a little bit may have had something to do with it selling below the current VCP average price of $25,209. The record sale for a PSA 6 was $46,111.20 on February of 2022 through memory lane. All right, on to number 2. We have the 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle in a 2.5. Taking a look at that image there, well centered, nice color, great eye appeal for a 2.5. There must be some technical error to that or something that brings it down to a 2.5, but to me that's a great looking 2.5. That one sold on July 29th for $52,000. There was one bid on the auction. VCP average price for a 2.5 is $60,626. Although the record high sale for a PSA 2.5 was $89,248.80 on September 10th of 2022 through memory lane. All right, the number one sale from the 1950s was another 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle, and again another 2.5. This one sold on July 3rd for $57,877.77. Now this one looks a little bit more like a 2.5. You can tell there seems to be a little bit more corner wear, maybe a little surface issues. Doesn't to me appear as nice as the previous 2.5, but this one sold for more. It was an auction, 55 bids, again below the current VCP average price of $60,626, and I did note the record high sale back in 2022 through memory lane. All right, on to the cards from the 1960s. Coming in at number 10, we have the 1961 Topps Mickey Mantle in a PSA 8. Little off-center, probably the reason for the PSA 8 grade. This one sold on July 16th for $4,700. It was an auction, 46 bids. VCP average price is $5,626. Although the record high sale was $10,024.80 on December 11th of 2022 through SCP auctions. On to number 9. We have another Mickey Mantle, the 1966 Topps Mickey Mantle in a PSA 8. Great looking eye appeal card for that 66 mantle. This one sold on July 24th for $4,995. It was a buy it now. The VCP average price, $3,369. So almost $1,700, $1,600 above the current VCP average price, maybe due to that great eye appeal of that card. The record high sale was $6,060 back on February 19th, 2022 through memory lane. On to number 8. We have the 1965 Topps Mickey Mantle in a PSA 8. Great looking card there, sold on July 30th for $5,100. It was a best offer. VCP average price, $4,500. Again, another sale above the VCP average price. The record high sale was $9,900 back in March 20th of 2022 through REA. On to number 7. We have the 1963 Topps Mickey Mantle in a PSA 8. This one sold on July 15th for $6,205. It was an auction, 31 bids, and just under the VCP average price of $6,341. The record high sale for a PSA 8, $14,700 on March 19th, 2023, not too long ago, through eBay, which was a buy it now purchase. On to number 6. Another 63 Topps Mickey Mantle in a PSA 8. This one looks to be a little bit better centered than the previous one. This one sold on July 16th for $6,385 and auctioned 33 bids. Again, the VCP average price, $6,341, so almost right on the nose to the average. And again, that record high sale back in March of this year of $14,700. On to number 5. We have the 1968 Topps Nolan Ryan rookie card in a PSA 8. This Nolan Ryan rookie card in an 8 almost always shows up in the top 10 list. Very popular card in that grade. This one sold on July 16th for $6,777. It was an auction, 46 bids. Sold for a little bit less than the VCP average price of $7,512. Seeing this card show up on multiple top 10 lists over the last several months, it appears that over time these PSA 8s have been going down a little bit. They tend to sell right around VCP average or maybe a little bit below. Not sure why that is, but there appears to be maybe a softening of the PSA 8 copies. The record high sale was $11,219.50 back in March 29th, 2021 through eBay, a PWCC auction. On to number 4. Another 68 Topps Nolan Ryan rookie card in a PSA 8. Sold on July 2nd for $7,268, a little bit higher. Auction 54 bids, still a little bit below the VCP average price there, about $7,500. Record high sale again back in 2021. On to number 3. We have the 1962 Topps Harmon Killebrew in a PSA 9. Really hard to get these 62 Topps in really high grade just because of that wood border. This one sold on July 29th for $9,130.29. It was an auction, one bid. The VCP average price, $8,565. In a PSA 9, there are only 9 graded. There is only one PSA 10. And this one happens to be a new record high sale for a PSA 9. The previous sale was back in 2021, and it sold for $8,100 through REA. All right, on to number 2. The 1963 Topps Pete Rose rookie card in a PSA 8. This one sold on July 27th for $11,700. It was a best offer. well below the VCP average price of $14,266. For a PSA 8, the record sale was $27,500 back on March 5th of 2021 through the PWCC fixed price auction or listing. On to number 1 from the 1960s. We have this gorgeous 1961 Topps Mickey Mantle in a PSA 9. This one sold on July 29th for $23,101.99. It was an auction, 61 bids, and even in that great condition and a PSA 9, it sold for less than the VCP average price of $31,945. In a PSA 9, there are 71 copies. There are only 2 PSA 10s. The record high sale for a PSA 9 was $41,490 back on December 4th, 2021 through memory lane. All right, let's wrap this up with the top 10 from the 1970s. At number 10, we have the 1970 Topps Phil Niekro in a PSA 10. This one sold on July 10th for $3,513.28. It was an auction, 29 bids, and that is the current VCP average price. In a PSA 9, there are 44. In this copy here, it is only one of 3 PSA 10s, and this happens to be the record high sale for a PSA 10. The previous sale of a PSA 10 was all the way back in September of 2018 for $2,000. On to number 9. We have the 1972 Topps Nolan Ryan. Arguably, in my opinion, one of his nicest cards. Just love the overall look of the 72 Topps and that portrait with the A's hat, or Angels hat. Just great looking card in my opinion. This copy is in a PSA 9, sold on July 18th for $3,827.78. It was an auction, 35 bids. The VCP average price, $3,403. In a PSA 9, there are 189 copies. There are only 9 PSA 10s. The record high sale for a PSA 9 was $6,000 back on September 3rd, 2022 through eBay, and it was a buy it now. On to number 8. We have the 1970 Topps Hank Aaron in a PSA 9. Now, while that 72 Nolan Ryan was maybe one of my favorites, I have to say this 1970 Topps Hank Aaron is one of my least favorite Hank Aaron cards. Just looks like he was just a deer caught in the headlights there in the dugout there. But anyway, this one sold on July 23rd for $3,909. It was an auction, 30 bids. The VCP average price, $3,211. So this one sold for a slight premium over the average. In a PSA 9, there are 83 copies. There are only 6 PSA 10s. The record high sale for a PSA 9, $5,770 back on March 16th of 2021 through eBay and PWCC. On to number 7. We have the 1972 Topps Carl Yastrzemski in a PSA 10. Great looking card there of Yaz. This one sold on July 29th for $5,400. It was the best offer, and that currently is the VCP average price. In a PSA 9, there were 221 copies, but only 12 in a PSA 10. The record high sale for a PSA 10 was $6,666 back on May 21st of 2022 through memory lane. On to number 6. We have the 1975 Topps George Brett rookie card in a PSA 9. This one sold on July 5th for $5,699. It was a buy it now, well above the VCP average price of $4,840. There are 317 current PSA 9 grades. There are only 11 PSA 10s. The record high sale for a PSA 9 was $8,562 back on July 11th of 2021 through memory lane. On to number 5. We have the 1975 O-Pee-Chee Nolan Ryan in a PSA 9. This one sold on July 17th for $6,750. It was a best offer. The VCP average price, $6,800. There are 13 PSA 9s and no PSA 10s of the 75 O-Pee-Chee Ryan. The previous sale of a PSA 9 was for $2,214 back on October 28th of 2020. Now, coming on number 4 here, we have yet another 75 O-Pee-Chee Nolan Ryan in a PSA 9. I'm not sure how 2 of these made the auctions or sales in July, but those are 2 different copies. This one sold as well on July 17th for $6,850. This one was an auction, 32 bids as opposed to the buy it now, also on July 17th. The VCP average price was the difference between the $6,750 and the $6,850. They're at $6,800. Again, previous high sale back in 2020 was, no, this is a record high sale. Sorry, the $6,850 was a record high sale for the O-Pee-Chee, and the previous sale was back in 2020 for $2,214. All right, on to number 3. We have the 1973 Topps Mike Schmidt rookie card in a PSA 9. Sold on July 12th for $7,000. It was a best offer, about $1,000 above the VCP average price of $6,077. There are 251 PSA 9s, but only 6 PSA 10s. The record high sale for a PSA 9 was $19,800 back on July 24th of 2021 through Heritage. On to number 2. The 1975 Topps Mini Burt Blyleven in a PSA 10. Gorgeous looking card. Yeah, you have a color match there, pretty rare for 72. They don't always, 75, they don't always match up with the team colors, but this one, a perfect color match. Just a great looking card of Burt Blyleven. This one sold on July 10th for $7,000. It was a best offer, and that is the current average price. This is the only PSA 10 75 Topps Mini of Burt Blyleven. It's the only recorded sale of that card. On to number 1 from the 1970s. We have another 73 Topps Mike Schmidt rookie card, again in a PSA 9. This one sold for $9,000. It was a best offer, again well above the VCP average price of $6,077, but still below the record high sale of $19,800 back in 2021. Well, there you have it, the top 10 PSA vintage baseball card sales on eBay for the month of July 2023. We'd love to know in the comments your thoughts on the cards that made this month's top 10 lists. Also, would love to know your thoughts on whether I should add another decade. Do you want me to look at the 1940s, 50s, 60s, and 70s? I know it would be a little bit more work, but if it's something that you would like to see, please let me know. With that, that's all I have for you. So until next time, thanks for watching.